I've tried to record this exact video maybe 10 times. It's gonna be a real fucking talk about my life. I feel like I've spoken about this, but I really haven't, because all of the videos that I've recorded, I haven't posted. And I've tried to record this exact video maybe 10 times, and then each time just watched it back and was like, yeah, I'm not posting this. Or like I didn't say it good, I didn't articulate myself well. So let's start from the top, make it drop. Anyways, so I've been going through it. Just mentally, emotionally, physically, it's been all heavy. Things have not been super dandy. Things have been just not good. And for the past like 3.5-ish weeks, going on my 4th, so almost for a month now, I just thought this is just one of those periods where I'm just not vibing. I'm like, family shit's going on. Just everything is like hitting me in the face. And it feels like it's really hard for me to like stay afloat, stay positive, and kind of just be like my normal self. And I go through these periods, which is why I thought this period was just like one of those. I'm just feeling a sad, kind of a little bit depressy, and like I'm gonna be fine. It'll be fine. Something will happen and it'll turn everything around, but it won't. And I'm not saying that like negatively, like it will, but I had a epiphany, if you would, yesterday, and I don't think that what I'm currently going through is anything that I've experienced before, because I've identified I'm burnt out. Like I've been experiencing burnout. And because I left my laptop at work, because I forgot, because my brain fog is bad, I wrote out the definition on Google for both of us, because I wanted to make sure I articulated myself absolutely correctly. So burnout is a form of from the top. Burnout is a form of exhaustion caused by constantly feeling swamped. It's a result of excessive and prolonged emotional, physical, and mental stress. In many cases, burnout is related to someone's job. Burnout happens when, can't read my own writing. Burnout happens when you're overwhelmed, emotionally drained, and unable to keep up with life's demands. And this is me. This is me. This has been me. And it's so crazy, because up until the point yesterday that I identified, I think I'm going through burnout right now, I can't even articulate what I felt. I just felt like a mess. I felt like a fucking disaster. I felt like, why am I sleeping in? Why can't I get up? Why is like doing the smallest thing so taxing? Why is like going grocery shopping, like it was never fun. Like it's never like on my to-do list of like fun things to do, but it just got to the point where I was like, I'm just not going to go, because it's just too much. Like I'll just figure it out another day. I'll put it off till tomorrow. And then I like don't have anything to eat. And then it's just like, it was like everything was compounding for me. And like, I know it relates to my job. Like I'm really, like I hate my job right now. I hate my job right now. This is the same job that I've had. Yes, yada, yada. I'm a server. I work for my dad. There is a lot of complications that go into like working with a family member. It is so difficult. I don't think I'd recommend it, but maybe we'll talk about that in another video. Anyways, there's just been so many things that I've been struggling with that just feel like I keep getting punched in the face. And it's like every time I try to get back up, there's like another thing that's like punching me in the face, is kind of what it feels like. And I think that like if you are someone that is going through this, or you know somebody that like could be burnt out, what I've noticed is that just identifying it's this has made me feel so much better. Like I've labeled it now. It's not just like this big question mark. And there's different like stages of burnout and different like symptoms to like help you recognize like if you're going through this, which is like something we'll get into and we can discuss. But I just thought for like the longest time, like, yes, I was aware, oh, fuck my job. Like my job, it's my job. I hate this. And then I thought that it was also like, my birthday is coming up. My birthday is next week, aka, well, like tomorrow now, if I post this today. And I just was feeling so bad about like, fuck, like I'm not doing anything, or like I couldn't do anything this year. Like I don't want to do anything. I'm not vibing. I'm not in a good headspace. Like all this stuff that just made me more anxious about my birthday this year. And I was comparing this year's birthday to last year. And then it's just like this epiphany. I was like, oh shit, wow. Like I knew that like the universe was giving me signs to like slow down, take a break, take a rest. You need to regroup. You need to like focus on yourself. I knew that all of these signs were like coming in, and it just feels like when I identified that I am burnt out, like completely and utterly, like I'm like, okay, it was probably a good call that I didn't do anything for my birthday in this moment, because I can celebrate myself at a later time in a couple of weeks and take a trip possibly when I'm in a better headspace. But I just would not have wanted to force anything, if that makes sense. So even though I'm not doing anything wild, like I'm taking a wellness day here and going to a spa, that is a treat, that is a joy, and that is like a day to relax. But my birthday is also, I do use my birthday, I wouldn't say like as an escapism from like the city and these, like everybody that I see on a daily basis. But I definitely do go away to give myself like some space, some joy, to be alone. I really do like being alone. Like I want to, people might sound weird, I want to spend my birthday alone. Like even though I'm here in the city, I want to be alone. Like I don't want to celebrate with people. This sounds very bad, I know, but like it's my day. It's for me. Like I should be doing what I want to do. And that is like a wellness day kind of. And like the only person that really I do want to see is my sister. And like I will be seeing hers, but like everybody else, I'm just like, I want to be like alone, especially this year. I feel like every year leading up to my birthday, there's just a lot of shit going on. And my birthday is like my day or my weekend to like kind of just replenish and refuel, recharge, re-energize, all those good things. So I don't know if really any of this is making sense, but let's go into like burnout and like the stages, and also like what we can do. Again, identifying it has been like such a like a monumentary, if that's even the right word, monumental. It's been such a monumental like realization to me in the last 24 hours, because I'm like, I feel aware. I feel like I'm awake now, whereas like prior to identifying or knowing what was going on or what I was going through, I was like, just like a lot of self-doubt, like a lot of like I'm unsure of what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Like very like kind of like almost like you're going through the day, but you're like asleep. You're like asleep almost, because you're so drained. Like you're so exhausted. It is like excruciating to do anything. And I have felt moments of like joy and happiness throughout the past, like throughout this like burnout phase, because I've actively been trying to like do certain rituals and routines, like journaling or like gratitude moments or like motivational like TED Talks or like speeches listen to get me into like some sort of a good headspace. Some days I've noticed, or I would really hold on to those, like when I would feel good, I would like hold on to it, because I knew that like when I go to work, it's gonna be a lot for me. Like it's probably not gonna be the best. So I would try to like hold on to those like good moments. And they did come, like they were there when I was not at work, but the bad moments also like lingered when I was not at work. So like even when I would come home, I'd be like, right, and try to like stabilize my energy. And even in the morning when I wake up, like, you know, wasn't getting up with like that sort of sense of excitement for the day, but I would actively try to get myself back into that zone. So there are 5 stages in the burnout spectrum. And I just took a quiz online that I just found that I will link below, that asked very good questions to help identify where I'm at and how bad things are for me. And I am severely burnt out. Those are my results, as you can see. So something needs to be done. Changes obviously have to be made. So the first stage is like the honeymoon phase, which is like kind of often compared to like honeymoon phase in a relationship. Things are like pretty good. Things are fine. We're loving it. The second stage is the onset of stress. So not every single moment in your day is stressful, but there are points throughout the day that are stressful. Stage 3 is the chronic stress. So this is where you are essentially constantly feeling stressed. And then you have stage 4, which is burnout. And this is where essentially you reach your limit. I'm at my fucking limit. I've been at my limit. And I don't really know where to go from here. And I don't want to move on to step 5. Okay, step 5 is the habitual burnout phase, where this just becomes a part of your everyday life and can lead to anxiety and depression. And in my reading, I'm just skimming through some articles. In the beginning of this video, when I said that I was unsure if I was just like depressed again or like just not vibing, I wasn't sure what was going on. Burnout is very similar or can be confused with depression oftentimes. And it's so crazy. It's and important for you to identify which one it is. If you think maybe it's just like, maybe I'm just like not vibing, maybe I'm like sad, maybe I'm depressed, maybe you're just burnt out. Very similar, but identifying which one it is can be very helpful. So like for me, it was so helpful to realize, hey, I am burnt out and I'm not, I'm not upset and I don't hate maybe my life like I thought I did or whatever the case may be. So they can be confused, but there are differences between the two. Like this burnout essentially more oftentimes relates to like your job from my understanding and also my experience. And our jobs are something that we do. They're not who we are. But it's important when you if you do want to take that quiz, down at the bottom there was a section in the quiz that asks what is difficult or what has become difficult about your job. And I realized through being super honest with myself, but also realizing that as I was going through this list, I quickly checkmarked everything on that list before even letting it register, which is how I knew, oh fuck, yeah, it's probably going to be bad, because the fact that I'm just like, oh yeah, that's me, was a no bueno situation. So I don't want to go to stage 5 and I don't want to live in stage 4. I want to go back to feeling good about myself and about my life and just feeling happier overall. I don't have all the answers. This is just kind of like my beginning stages of maybe my plan to hopefully get back on track. I've made an appointment with my naturopath just to kind of talk to her about what I'm going through and get some feedback, hopefully get some resources. I know I'll get some resources from her. I know that she'll probably tell me that I have some choices to make. And I'm aware that I do have choices to make. It's just about getting myself there and making those choices, no matter how scary they are, right? Or how difficult they seem. I'm also going to make it a point to eat my fruits again, because as small as this seems, I have stopped really kind of eating my fruits, and I notice that every time I put a fruit into my body, I instantly feel so much better. And it's something that is truly, honestly, so small, but that makes the world of a difference. And my eating habits have just been poor. I'm not getting down on myself about this. I'm not in any way, you know, punishing myself. I'm not. I just truly have not had the energy to eat well or to want to eat well. Like those cravings are not there. I'm just like, chips, okay, cool. Like I'll do that. So I'm going to try to be more mindful in those things. I'm going to start doing things that actively make me happy and bring me joy. Again, like I've stopped working out. It feels like I've said half of this stuff because I've honestly been recording this video for 2 fucking weeks. 2 weeks. So I've stopped working out, not intentionally, but just have not, again, I've not been motivated to do that. So I'm going to start doing that, and I'm going to start small, and I'm just going to get on the treadmill. I'm just going to walk, and then hopefully get back to a place of, you know, where I was at, hopefully. And if I'm not, that's also okay. But I know that working out instantly makes me feel better. And it's like the one thing I can count on to get me into a let's fucking do it headspace. I have these We're Not Really Strangers card games. And I bought them in the spring, and I was actively doing those, like pulling those questions for myself and answering them. And sometimes when I find that journaling is like a bit too difficult and I don't know what I want to say, or I'm psyched out about the blank page in front of me, I'll just pull one of those cards and I'll answer it either verbally to myself in the mirror, or I'll write out the answer to that question. And that's why I really do love card games for that reason, especially the ones that are like self-help and like motivational, because they'll ask you a question you're not really thinking of, and it prompts you to like actively think about, oh, what am I lacking in my life right now? Or like, what am I upset about? Or like anything, random things that you'll never think about. And then it stimulates your brain kind of, so you can start thinking about things that maybe are just not in the forefront of your mind. So, and reading, I've stopped reading. The last book that I was reading, again, I don't know if I've said this because I don't think I have. The book that I bought in August, How to Do the Work, was really fucking me up and really just triggering me, and like not in a bad way. Like it was triggering me because I was realizing how fucked up certain situations that I was in, or certain things that I learned, or like maybe my dysfunctional home environment, like when I was younger or whatever, have really impacted me. And that book was like, it wasn't a light read. It wasn't a fun read, to be honest. It was informative for sure, and I really did love it, but it's not like you put the book down and felt good. Do you know what I mean? It was a therapy session, essentially, is what that book was. And I do recommend it in small increments, maybe. Don't like full throttle in it like I did. But either way, it was a phenomenal book. There was a lot of wisdom in that book. And I think it just made me realize that there was so much healing that I still had to do. And I think that when you're healing, it's so crazy because like I feel like I've healed so much, but there was a realization in this book that I still had so much more to do and so much more to go. And it was like a little bit daunting, and I felt a little bit down about that. But it is true when you hear people saying that like healing is ongoing, baby. It is a process, and there are really moments in time that are great and you think you're making so much progress, and then it flips and you're like, wait, I'm triggered by this again, or another revelation is being made and I feel awful again, or something. It's just like, it really does not stop. And that's okay, because at least we're evolving. Like, I don't know. This is just kind of like my update on where I'm at, what's going on with me, why I haven't been really posting on YouTube. Like, I also was getting like self-doubt is part of those burnout symptoms in there, and like kind of just getting down on yourself. Like, I want to be consistent. That's like something I would attach that characteristic to me. Like, I am a consistent person. So when I was unable to edit my videos, or was unable to post any of the videos that I was recording, or even posting something fun, or getting into the headspace of recording something fun to post, I was like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? What is going on? But this is just another reminder to both of us that like, I will never ever do anything that is not authentic to me and to what I'm going through. So I'm going through it and I've been MIA on YouTube. I will never be going through it and be putting forward this facade of a totally different life. Like, that's not something that I'm going to do. So for right now in this moment, this is kind of like where I'm at. And if you're also burnt out, that is totally okay. Take this quiz. There is always light at the end of the tunnel, and we will get there and we will feel better. And we just have to identify what triggers us and kind of make an action plan to like, you know, avoid those, or like have a plan set in motion that when those triggers do come up, like how are we going to deal with them? Again, this is just like a random girl talking to you. This is not like doctor related advice at all. Just being your friendly bestie, doing her best, trying her best. And I'm just honestly sending love to anybody out there that is struggling with burnout or depression or anxiety or stress or honestly anything. I really hope that we can all see that light and come to the light, and you're not alone. I think that that's like also, I want to like end this video with that, is that you are not alone, because you have you, and there is always energy around you. There is always protection around you. There is always, you know, whatever you believe in or whoever it is, there is always something there that is coating you and protecting you. And I hope that you make it out of this storm, because you know who you are. I know who I am. We know each other. That didn't make sense. I'm going to end it here because this has taken a lot out of me, and that is okay. I just really hope that we all end the month on a better note, on a happier note, on a note where we feel a little bit better about our place in the world. So thank you so much.